Hello there. So yesterday I was talking with one of my clients about healing, and especially when you are suffering from chronic conditions that have been going on for a while, it seems like it's never going to go away and it's never going to get better. And especially that you've tried so many different things and, alternative, not alternative. And it's basically what happens is that you get up in the morning. You check in with your body. How are you feeling? What are you noticing? And you are immediately going back into the same loop of experiencing exactly what you experienced yesterday or what you felt in your body yesterday. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about how come this is happening and really remind you of the brain activities that are actually contributing to you doing exactly the same thing. So really, where do we start? First of all, we must know or must remember that the subconscious mind, one of its most important jobs is to heal the body. So it knows everything that happens to you, and it also knows how to undo it or how to reverse it and so on. But if it is not doing that, it means that it is stuck somewhere on a different layer of wasted energy. When I work with people on, using the emotion code, body code, or belief code, I help you clear these blockages from your energy field. So basically, I help your body get back its ability to heal you. So that is one thing, and of course, it is possible. What I want to say though is there's the two things. First of all, the body, or and sometimes I use the word body, and sometimes I use the word subconscious mind. It kind of the same in this case. But the first thing to remember is that your brain, I also use the brain. Did I say that? I The brain, it basically receives 34 bits of information per second from your conscious mind. 34 bits of information from your senses. That's everything that you see, smell, taste, whatever, touch, etc. The brain says, no problem. I've got this. I can process this all day long. 34 bits of information. Fine. Bring it on. The problem starts is that when the subconscious mind receives 2 billion parts or bits of information per second from the subconscious mind. So this is everything that we are doing that we're not even aware of. Of course, it's what we are receiving from the universe and all of that, but it's also looking after the body, doing cell maintenance, cell regenerations, breathing, sweating, whatever it is going on in the background. We are not aware of it, but the brain says, I've got so much to do. And now 2 billion and 34 bits of information per second is too much. And now the brain says, do you know what? I can't do all this processing. It really is too much. So I'm going to do pattern recognitions and I'm going to say, right, if you did this thing with that emotion yesterday, you done it again today. That's it. From now on, this is a habit or pattern. So you are all the time going to do exactly the same thing. So what happens when you get up in the morning, you wake up, you lie in your bed and you do a body scan of everything, what is hurting, what is uncomfortable, what is, talking, which, all of that. Where is the problem? Where is the pain? If you did it yesterday and you had this emotion of, "Ugh," then basically the body is going to say, right, you're doing it again. Not because it cares that it's a good thing or bad thing or whatever. It just says, I can't process all of these things. So I'm going to start giving you shortcuts, start giving you habits and patterns. And now for you to overcome that or to not feel the same way like you felt yesterday, you need to rewire your brain because you need to let your brain know that actually this little habit that it gave you is not acceptable, it's not in your best interest, and you're not going to have it. So you see how there are things that are kind of happening in layers, and the first thing that the subconscious mind or the body or the brain or whichever one you want to call it needs to do is, yes, it wants to heal you, but it also needs to save its energy. So it is now busy doing processing, but making, like we said, these habits and patterns by clubbing things together, and now that's what you do. So this is anything, right? I mean, pay attention to what you do in a day and ask yourself, is this automatic or is this intentional? It starts from the moment you wake up in the morning and you think, how am I feeling? Or you say to yourself, I'm so tired, or I didn't sleep very well, or how am I feeling? Maybe I'm sad or, or excited or whatever it is. You get up, you brush your teeth in exactly the same way every morning. You have your shower in exactly the same way. You go and have your coffee in the same way. Everything really is automatic because the brain says, I'm not processing this, not processing that, not processing that, kind of swipes left, right, whatever that thing is. So really, if you want to have a new way of waking up or a new way to healing yourself, you need to do something different. So what we are saying is that because it's on automat, you don't pay attention to it, you don't think about it, it's not even in your conscious awareness, it just happens as it does. So for you to change this and to say, actually, I want something else, you need to actively rewire your brain. So what that means is that when you, for example, a really good idea is when you go to sleep, you say first to yourself, tomorrow morning, when I get up, I'm going to get out of bed, or depending on how you want to do it, right? Get out of bed and put this meditation on and then spend 5 minutes doing meditation. The brain is going to say, what? That's new. I can't give you pattern in, clubbing because it's new. It hasn't happened before. And all of a sudden, it's not automatic anymore. Now, if you do this again and again and again, very soon you will create a new habit, but one that is beneficial for you, one that you created for yourself. So decide for yourself, what is this new habit that you want, and then start doing it. So that's one thing. Now, the other thing that I think is so, so, so important to understand when you are suffering from chronic condition is as follows, right? So you know that when something happens in your body, something new, you fall and you get, you break your arm, for example. That's my favorite example. So you probably heard me say that before. You fell and you broke your arm, and now the brain says, okay, something is going on. I must send pain signals. So the first thing to remember is that your pain, you don't feel the pain in your arm, you feel the pain in your brain. Your brain sends pain messages to the organ where the situation has happened. So the brain says, right, something happened, there's a problem there. I'm going to send pain signals so that not to flap around and not to basically make the situation worse. So now, you fell, you broke your arm, it's like, ow, you know that you have to go to the hospital or you have to go to do whatever you need to do when you break your arm. So now your body is in acute situation. It means that from now, it will take the body up to 3 months to heal yourself. That's the natural process of things. Now, in this time, the pain levels will go down as you are healing. And maybe at the beginning it was 10 out of 10, and after a couple of weeks, maybe it's 3 out of 10. So the pain is slowly, slowly going away because the healing is doing its thing. The problem is not the problem. The good thing is that the pain is going down, which means that if there is a problem, if all of a sudden there's inflammation or something else that the body needs you to be aware of, it will then send new pain signals. And that's when we have new pain. And now we have to pay attention to what is going on in the body. So if my arm is healing and very nicely and the pain levels are going down, but all of a sudden I feel new pain, I know that I need to go and check it, go again to the doctors and see what is going on. This is the natural process of things. Now, what happens if I broke my arm, and the pain and the healing is slowly happening, but I'm also feeling really stressed and anxious about, is it really going to heal? Will it ever get better? Because my cousin's mom, sister, she broke her arm and it took her years and years and years to heal. So when we start bringing this anxiety and fear and stress into this situation, the brain says, hang on, according to my calculations, everything is going really well. You're healing as meant to be. But there's so much anxiety going on around this area, I must be missing something. So let me continue sending you pain signals. Now, what happens in this case is that the healing has actually already finished. But because of the anxiety, you keep on feeling the pain. You keep on feeling the pain way past 3 months of healing. And now what you have is chronic pain. Now, of course, I'm simplifying things. That's what I'm here to do because I believe that every chronic condition has an emotional root cause. That's really what I believe. So of course I want you to pay attention to what is going on, to see what I'll talk to you in a second about what I want you to see, but it's really about paying attention to what is going on. So what we need to do now is to rewind and to say, where is the stress? Where am I giving more pain? Where am I creating more pain where there shouldn't be one? So notice that whenever you have a chronic pain, you're so familiar with the pain, you're so familiar with when it's showing up and the intensity and what you can and cannot do when this happens. You are very familiar with this, I'm going to say story. Don't take it personally. I'm not saying you're making it up. You're absolutely not. I just want to say that this is a habit now. Remember that brain situation from earlier? This is a habit. So now what we need to do is to say, okay, I'm noticing the pain. First of all, I want to say, um, where am I feeling it? What is the intensity of the pain? What is the quality of the pain? Is it sharp? Is it dull? Is it pulsating? Is it, white with red dots? What is going on? And the more attention you give that, but you do that with no fear, no stress, it's like you're giving attention to the right things finally, and slowly, slowly, you will notice that something is moving. The pain usually reduces. The other thing to ask yourself is actually, what am I responding to? Because I just said, right? All of the pain comes now not because there's something that is physically wrong, it's not structurally wrong. It's the body is responding to emotions, to stress, to fear. So you say to yourself, what am I reacting to? What is it? What's going on? What is scaring me? What is upsetting me? What is triggering me? What comes up to me? And so you will notice that, of course, some of the immediate frustrations and fear and all of that is because you are still in pain and it's going on and you're worried that this will never go away. Sure, acknowledge that. But other than that, there's other things that are worrying you. Maybe, someone from your family doesn't believe you that you're not feeling well, or someone is like disappointed that you're not feeling so well, or you're worried about money, or all of these different things. They will find a way to come up, and now you're responding to that. So that's what I'm saying. There is an emotional root cause. There is something external that is something external in the thought, even if it's a thought. I'm saying that this is an external something because it comes up and it triggers you, and now you are reacting to it. You're reacting to it in the only way your body knows how to share this information with you, which is by showing you pain. Because years ago, before all of this started, the body was trying to give you messages and to say, hey, you are too much, maybe too much stress, maybe you are too walked out, maybe you are all the time on go, 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 and you don't have a chance to to pause and to breathe, or maybe you are doing such intense people pleasing that you are forgetting yourself, or maybe you are a perfectionist and everything has to be so perfect and everything. And again, the stress level is so high up that you you can't get a breather, and the body is saying slow down, or don't pay so much attention to these things, they're not important, or these people are not important, or these people are toxic, or the messages keep on coming, but for some reason you've not been paying attention. And so at some point the body says, right, if you can't pay attention to the messages of how to reduce stress and how to become calmer and all of that, I'm going to do something that is you will listen to. And of course, that is the pain, the discomfort, the symptoms, and so on. So when this chronic pain flares up, when it comes up, you really want to start expressing your emotions, expressing your fears, releasing all the stress, because what you've been doing so far is really just suppressing, bottling up more and more and more and more. And then the body said, I can't do it anymore. And here we are. So I hope this makes sense. I just really wanted to share this with you because, like I said yesterday, I was talking to one of my clients and I thought it would probably be really helpful if she could come back to it and watch it whenever, because, of course, these things, we need to listen to them more than once so that they sink in. And then we know, yes, actually, what I can do about it. So the important thing is that, first of all, I'm not telling you that the pain is all in your head and you're making it up. Absolutely not. The pain is super real and it's super annoying and it's super frustrating. And yes, you have tried so many things to heal. I know. I'm not here to judge you at all. I want to help. And I want to say, actually, yes, if it's chronic condition, it means that your body or the brain has got itself into a loop and it keeps on sending you messages when messages are no longer needed. So let's let's stop these messages, right? Let's create a situation where the body only sends you pain messages when there is acute situation and not chronic one. So I think that's everything I wanted to share with you today. Thank you for watching. My name is Einav Avni, Untangled Healing. I work with people feeling stuck physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and I help them heal and get better and have a really awesome, wonderful life. So if you want to get in touch, let's arrange that. And otherwise, please like, share, subscribe, and do everything like that so that we can keep on going and be in contact. Have a wonderful, wonderful, healthy feeling yay day. See you soon.